hard to believe that it's already been 2 years, because just from the idea of RS-74 to realizing the dream, and 2 years after, I think you know, I feel really happy at the restaurant. I think Michael does, Patrick does. As a team, we are very excited of where we've gotten from opening in the one of the worst economies possible, and then going through the entire process of, you know, training everyone and selling the dream of what RS-74 has to offer. You know, I think we are just getting started, just getting warmed up, and you know, lots to do, and many milestones to cross, and hopefully we're going to be here in decades to come. So. Yeah, you know, we have to translate the message. You know, there's only that much you can read in a book, and only that much you can taste in a wine. You have to meet the people who make it. You have to see the vineyard. You have to see the culture. Yeah, and translate that to the sommelier team, to the staff, and then translate to the guest who's drinking the wine. It's because wine is not a commodity. It's not a brand. It's a story. It's really something we must, you know, translate, because the guest who's drinking the wine tells you a story of how the wine was made, who made it, where it's made. It's much more enjoyable than saying, "Here's a wine you can just have and you're done." So you know, it's very important for sommelier, very important for people in the wine business to really, you know, really be ambassadors to the wine. You know, I've been a fan of Washington State from the beginning, from the mid '90s when I got in the wine business. And what always was exciting about Washington was the intensity and the vibrancy and the acidity and the freshness of the wines. You know, being so far north up in the latitude and having such cool climate, it definitely adds energy in the wine. And I'm excited to go and see the Syrah and the Cabernet and the Merlot. You know, and then of course they have some great Cabernet Franc vineyards there. I'm very excited to to retaste what I already know, but to also experience the new vineyards and some of the newer appellations coming up in Washington. You know, I'm driving there on Saturday, so you know, we just go to Oregon, see the Willamette, and then end up in Seattle, and then I have my car, so hopefully I'll get a chance to visit the vineyards again, ones I haven't been to the last few trips, and then see what Washington State has to offer. You know, I just came back from a trip in France, and I ended up in Corsica for the first time, and I met this gentleman, Jean-Charles Abatucci, who is, I guess he's a 14th generation, and his ancestors were generals and ministers in Corsica, and they served in the army of Napoleon. And Napoleon is from Ajaccio, and to be there and to be in Corsica and to meet Jean-Charles and to taste the wines of Abatucci in Corsica, and how he resurrected all these indigenous grape varieties which are from Corsica, and tasting those wines, talking to him, seeing his vineyard, really kind of, was like, this is like amazing. And you don't think of Corsica as being a great wine appellation, or you think Corsica is a beautiful island with nothing wine. And someone here who's basically taken all these indigenous grape varieties, these heirloom grapes from Corsica, and planted them, and planting vineyards around Corsica with those indigenous grapes that exist nowhere in the world. That really moved me. That was something which, we always want the new, and we always want to be better, and what's in fashion. But someone who has the guts to really take indigenous old grape varieties which have been written off and not even in the appellation, are just like, and to take that, and my first conversation with him, seeing his vineyard, tasting his wine, was something which was in my wine mind, was really a kind of revolution. It's like someone who really kind of went back in time and kind of resurrected grapes which don't exist anymore anywhere in the world. That was definitely something which moved me. Oh, it has been for the last year or so. Gamay has definitely, as everyone knows, I'm a big Pinot Noir lover, and Burgundy is definitely my first love. But Gamay is definitely something which has grown onto me. And the great Cru Beaujolais, the great Gamay from on the Loire Valley in France, and of course, some great Gamays from Italy. There's a Gamay in Oregon I like a lot. Going to the extent that we're going to make Gamay. I'm going to make Gamay this year myself from a new vineyard up in the Sierra Foothills. So definitely Gamay is something which I'm infatuated about, something I'm excited about right now. It works well with, being in season right now, tomatoes. It works well with tomatoes. You don't really think of red wine and tomatoes, but, with tomato, Gamay works really well. Gamay is really great with charcuterie, sausage. Gamay works well with pizza. It works well with tomato, and with light game dishes, little quail, a light pheasant dish maybe. Gamay works well. Again, it depends. Some Gamays are light, some are heavy, but it has freshness, acidity. It's a very earthy wine. It's low in alcohol, so all these things really kind of make it very, very pleasurable for, you can drink a glass or a bottle and you still feel fine. Alcohol is usually 12 to 13%.